What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran giving you that Friday energy on a Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Eagles victory for Francesca. Welcome back to the show after a big win last night. How are we feeling, darling?
Thanks so much. I actually said to you, I'm probably better off whispering the entire show
hmm
um, instead of this. I know people are gonna laugh. They're like, "Oh, okay, Fran's voice is gonna be so bad in the show." Yeah, it is. I don't know what to tell you. No one is built to be in New Orleans visiting for as long as I've been down here.
Since last Monday.
Yeah, it's been a full week. I thought I was pacing myself well early last week. It's kind of like going back to the hotel, like not staying out late, and then this weekend just it all went down the drain. Really, just completely went down the drain. It dare I say, my voice could be worse. Like it's bad. It's bad, 100%. But it could be worse. And I do think it hurts recording in the morning because the morning is when it's at its worst. Later in the day, later in the night, when I've really been yapping, it starts to, it's a little bit more coherent. Now it's just completely gone. So maybe the whispering could just be like hey guys, I went to the Super Bowl and it was so much fun and the Eagles won and it wasn't even close. It was a complete blowout.
You know, I do enjoy ASMR, so I would personally enjoy that very much. But it might make me sleepy because ASMR puts me to sleep. But yes, the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Honestly, just incredible. I want you to take us through the whole thing, your whole game day. But as a viewer at home, so sorry to our Kansas City Chiefs fans who are probably about to be very annoyed because my God, what the hell happened? Like, that was just some of the worst football I've ever seen. That was just incredibly bad for, the best team. Like, just watching it, I couldn't believe my eyes. I think actually everybody felt that way. I just pure shock every single time they did something, just pure shock. And I just started cracking up at one point. I was like, "Oh my God, this is incredible for the Eagles." Like I threw my hands up in the air and started laughing. That's how pathetic it became.
You you were texting me like, "Are you freaking out?" I was like, I can't even put into words how. And then it's like we were joking. We walked out. Felt like they didn't even play a game. I was worried for like 3 minutes, and then that was it. It just became a game that we were completely in control of the whole time. I was nervous because whether it was an Eagles fan or just somebody that worked in sports or just running into people on the street, like all week, people were patting me on the back, going, the Eagles, I think they got this. I think it's going to be big. And I was like, I hope so. But when everyone says it to you, it's like, oh, this is bad luck. But the stars, the stars aligned. And I mean, the Eagles defense played absolutely lights out. I mean, they just destroyed Patrick Mahomes. Really.
When he got sacked twice in a row, I was like, "Oh my God, like why am I laughing so hard?" Like it was only just because I was picturing you being there and all the Eagles fans just going, "Oh my God, this is incredible."
I know. My jaw, like truly, there were certain moments where I was like speechless. Like I wasn't even cheering because I was just like I couldn't believe what I was watching. Um, but the whole thing was fantastic. So we got up, got ready. My family stayed in a Airbnb, all of us together this weekend. We drove down to the stadium. We parked far away, found a spot for the car, walked to the stadium. the four of them sat together. So they had my parents, JB and Gia, had tickets that they had, they got 3 days ago. And because they were really going back and forth. Are we going to go to the game? Are we not going to go to the game? Are we going to go to the game? Eventually they were like, yeah, we're going to go to the game. So they got tickets. Joe and I were together. Um, we had the best time. We went to where we went to a tailgate that was like the pre NFL tailgate.
Hmm.
Really, really cool, really well set up, like these big tents. Um, this is the second Super Bowl that, a big shout out to Zach Clark, because he is coming through and with those tickets and helped me. So that was amazing.
Hmm.
We had a great squad going in, felt good. It was as Post Malone performed. It was awesome. Um, Post Malone is a Cowboys fan, so when he came onto the stage, I was like, I don't know. But Saturday we went out and we were at a bar, and our waitress's name was Juju, and I was like, oh,
Hmm.
this is great. So
Hmm.
I was following along the signs. And we got into the game, got settled. We were like, it was awesome. The seats were amazing. And then by the way, the Superdome, really cool. Like I've never been there.
Hmm.
Really fucking cool venue. Um, everything like the concourses were really cool. It was kind of like some stuff was outside. They had a big wrap around the whole thing. The inside was really cool. And there was the fourth down at the beginning of the game that AJ Brown caught a pass that they got the first down and they called it back for offensive pass interference. And I was like, everyone, the whole side of the stadium was freaking out. We were like, oh, we were behind the NFC
Yeah.
side, mostly Eagles fans. Everyone was like, oh, the ring, it's
It's a
over.
rap show.
Yeah, exactly. Like everybody's freaking out. And that was maybe the one moment that everybody was freaking. We had such a fun group of people around us. Like
Hmm.
there's a group of guys in the row in front of us, and I think I hugged their father like 80 times. Like I was like we were in it. Um, there was two Chiefs fans like sitting directly behind us, and they didn't say a peep. They didn't say a peep the whole time.
How
There was
could they?
Oh my God, it's Gia said that. Gia said that in their section. There was a Chiefs fan, young girl, who after they scored that touchdown, it was like 34-6. Um, after the Chiefs scored that touchdown late in the game, she like sprayed her drink everywhere and was like, all game, baby, let's go, all game. And everybody turned around and like booed her so hard. It was like, get out of here. Then she left.
I mean, you can't be down 30 points and start spraying your drink at people, being like, it's game on.
No,
Like, there was, I mean, watching at home, listening to Tom Brady's commentary, who was probably so giddy that the Chiefs were losing. He's saying, he's like, it's never over. It's never over. Well, Tom, that's because you've been there before and you were in a spot where, like, truly impossible, well, people thought was impossible to come back from, and you did it. So I think in Tom's brain, he's like, you never know. But at that point, there was like 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and everyone's like, okay, no, like this is just let's
I
let's be
saw
honest here. It's not possible right now.
I saw one tweet that was so funny that was like Patrick Mahomes is gonna have to like sacrifice whatever Tom Brady sacrificed in this moment. It was a picture of him when he was down to the Falcons, and they're like he sacrificed his family in this moment.
Oh my gosh. No, I
I did
mean,
see a really funny tweet that was like, Brittany's going to be so pissed. Patrick embarrassed her like this in front of Trump.
I saw that too.
By the way,
he just gets reprimanded in the car ride home.
Jackson Mahomes, the man was living in the casino the entire week.
You saw him?
Every time I went to the casino, he was in the casino. I was like, are you sleeping here? Like he was in the casino and I mean, look, I wasn't in the casino often, but I went a couple nights and
Hmm.
every time he was in the casino. It's like, oh, all right, all right. That was a big casino vibe for them. But, and it was also incredible. The cheeseburger I had at the game, it was,
Mm.
let me tell you something, and I don't even think they sold a single. It was a triple decker cheeseburger,
Yeah.
a triple decker smash burger. It was insane. So good. So good. Oh, I mean, the whole thing, it's like, that's what I have to talk about. It was not even close. The game wasn't even close.
It
It was,
wasn't, there was never a point. Like, genuinely, maybe, like you said, in the first couple of minutes, it was
yeah,
like, oh, the Chiefs are going to answer here. And then they just didn't. They just
yeah,
I
didn't.
did like right toward the end of the half, I think it was like 17-0. And I was rooting for the Eagles because I hate the Chiefs. But I'm like, if they go down only 17 at the half, I still wouldn't be like confident if I was an Eagles
Mm.
fan.
totally. Well,
Yeah.
because I thought, especially when they had the ball, if I'm remembering correctly, there was a point where I was like, oh, if they score here at the end of the half and it's 17-7, and then
Yeah, they could have made it
they
17-7.
they get the ball back to start the second half, and then all of us, it's like, but they just ran away with it. The interceptions were crazy. The strip sack was crazy. Cooper DeJean scoring that pick six. I was like,
Aw,
on his 22nd birthday,
that's
like
so
little baby,
cute.
22 years old.
Did you see him and Saquon after? They're like, the birthday party's gonna be crazy because it was both their birthday. That was really cute.
Exactly.
I was so happy for him. I was like, go, go, go.
Oh, we broke out. Our section broke out in a full happy birthday song. We all sang happy birthday.
Oh, that's so cute. If you are looking for the way to a healthy scalp, then I have the answer for you. Get to the root of your healthy hair goals with Way's scalp care that will get your strands looking stronger, fuller, and healthier. Their hair and body products are made to be effortless and work for you and your routine. I love Way. I've been using Way for years now. My personal favorite product is the Way leave-in conditioner. I actually love this product, especially right now in Florida before I go into the pool, the ocean, spray my hair with a little leave-in conditioner, come out. It's super soft. I absolutely love it. They also have the scalp serum, which balances and hydrates the scalp. 100% saw thicker, fuller looking strands after using the scalp serum, according to an expert grading study. And this daily scalp serum can be used day or night with wet or dry hair. It soothes irritation and keeps your hair stronger and fuller through a healthy, hydrated, balanced scalp. The way to a healthy scalp starts here. Go to theouai.com and use code CHICKS for 15% off any product. That's theouai.com, code CHICKS. When it was getting closer to halftime, I was like, okay, the Eagles are playing great. We know this. Let's get on with the show. Like, I was sitting up, like, can't wait for halftime, which is usually how I am every year, and why I'm jealous of you at the Super Bowls is because I really just want to see the halftime shows in person. Like, I want to act like I'm at a concert, and then, you know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people can relate to that, if they don't have a dog in the fight, they're waiting for the halftime show. Kendrick performed the halftime show, and there was a lot of mixed reactions. I think that's bound to happen with literally any halftime performance. It happens every single year. People debate whether it was a good performance, bad performance. Some people hate it, some people love it. I mean, I was super excited to see what Kendrick was going to do because Kendrick is always super thought out. The symbolism, the production was super thought out, super creative. He had Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam. Like, everything was super thought out. And I think that's what Kendrick does best. People were obviously waiting for a Not Like Us throughout the whole thing. He teased a little bit. He was like, I want to sing the song they love, but will they sue? Like, that whole thing was being teased. That eventually came at the end. When Serena Williams popped up on the screen, I genuinely screamed and gasped Like I was like, oh my God, it's Serena Williams. And I'll give a little background for why people like some people don't understand the Serena Williams thing is that Serena Williams and Drake had been rumored to date back in like I want to say 2015, and then Serena obviously got married and Drake ended up like dissing Serena and her husband on a song. So then that's why Kendrick mentioned like don't talk about Serena on one of his tracks and then had Serena up there dancing. Like that to me, I was like, "Oh my God." I almost passed out. Like I was screaming, I'm like, Serena Williams. And I think my family was like, we don't get it. Why is it a big deal that Serena Williams is up there? And I was like, because this is about Drake and they Serena and Drake, they might have dated and then Drake to Serena. And I'm like giving the whole background at that point. So that was really cool. And you could tell Serena was loving that. Like all the posts she had after practicing was amazing.
You texted me about the Serena thing.
Mhm.
Didn't even see it. Like that's just
I didn't
watching.
see it on first watch either. I didn't
I
know.
texted multiple people about the Serena thing, including Noah, and I nope. I was like, did I just make that up? Because everybody I texted, I was like, oh my God, Serena Williams kill shot. That was diabolical. And everyone's like, huh? And I was like, wait, did I imagine that? Like, am I imagining Serena Williams was up there? How come no one else saw that?
I think it was just like the perfect pop. And halftime shows in the stadium. Now, I mean, I can say I've seen two now, which is like awesome. But it's a different experience because they're really built for TV.
Hmm.
There's millions and millions and millions of people watching on TV. They're built for like the TV performance. So it's hard to kind of gauge the vibe and the
Do they
reaction.
have it on the Jumbotron of like what we're seeing or no?
Um, at some points, yes. Mostly yes. But then like one side they'll turn off. Like if it's like in the back of the performance and like messing up like in the camera shot, then like it'll like they were switching back and forth a couple times. So it's hard to tell. I will say like the whole like dancer setup and the flag and
Hmm.
be humble. Like that was
Hmm.
really cool. We were also
Was
on the
it
side.
facing you? Like, were you
Yes,
able to see
thank yeah,
that?
yeah.
Oh,
So
that's sick.
we got lucky because they did the performance facing us. So if you were on the Chiefs side, it's completely that whole part, they were behind them. So that's tough too. You can't really fully
Maybe
see,
Kendrick's an Eagles fan.
yeah, fully see what's going on.
Yeah.
I think it's like the way that the field is done too. I don't know. That's the second time it's been like that. I don't know if it's like because when Rihanna did it, it was like that too.
Yeah. I
So yeah,
mean,
it's tough. I got into it, not like us, is the whole stadium like really got into it. I think if you are a Kendrick fan, you're obviously more familiar with the songs that he was performing.
mhm.
I don't I'm not super familiar with Kendrick's catalog. So like I was bopping, I was enjoying it, I was having
Yeah.
fun. But I thought I mean he's fantastic. And by the way, he sounded amazing, like in the
Mhm.
stadium, which is a pretty big accomplishment, I think, especially when you're rapping like that. And SZA also sounded amazing.
SZA is so incredible. I mean, to the point where you're like, is she lip singing because she sounds so good? I know that she's not, but she just sounds so incredible. And I saw some clips of Kendrick at the stadium, like people recording at the stadium, and he did sound really good in
He
the
did.
stadium, which
He
is
did.
which is very impressive with a stadium that big while you're rapping. Like you said, I mean, I'm a Kendrick fan, so watching it, it turns into me wanting it to be like a Kendrick concert where I'm like, oh my God, what about this song? What
Yeah.
about that song? He did, I wish he played that song. But at the end of the day, he only has what, 13 minutes? So he's gonna do what he wants to do. He's gonna do his newer songs. He just put out an album, so he's gonna want to do those newer songs. Where I'm like, but what about swimming pools? What about Mad City? Like, but that's just me being greedy.
Yeah, you know what I also love that everybody was really loving his jeans. Have you seen that?
I,
Everyone
I
was
thought
like
his jeans were awesome.
Everyone's obsessed with his jeans. I've seen people like linking the jeans, being
Yeah.
like, found them. Like
No,
there's
are you gonna pick up a pair of flare jeans?
I don't think I could pull this off, to be honest. I really don't. But
gonna have to
I thought
probably
he
agree
rocked
with
them.
you on that.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't try that.
No, but
I
he looked cool. He looked really cool.
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, he is really cool
I
and
mean, either
always
way,
looks
it's like
cool.
you knew that going into this performance, like a majority of the people watching were not going to enjoy this no matter what he did. Like this
Hmm.
was, I feel like one of the more niche, like not that I mean, he's one of the biggest rappers like in performance alive, but like this is the first like rap Super Bowl performance. So it's like only rap. So
Well, they did.
no, I
Well,
know, but like that's like I don't really count that because it's like you had like every big name, like you're going from Eminem to like you had so many
Yeah.
people. This is like just him, and I think he made like a conscious decision to kind of be like, fuck you, I don't care, like to a lot of people,
hmm
and be like, I'm gonna play. He only played his like more recent songs,
hmm
like he didn't play a lot of stuff that a lot of people might have known. So
Listen, it was his moment and he did what he wanted to do, and Kendrick's always gonna do that. So
Yep.
good for him.
when he smiled
Also,
into camera and
bad
said
for Drake. Bad
Drake,
for Drake. Him
We were
looking
all
right at the camera, say Drake. Like I can't wait to use that picture of him smiling at the camera walking by. And there'll be a text message at some point where I'll just respond with that. Like there his facial expressions are just so good. Like, oh God. Oh my God.
the lowercase a
Mhm.
chain. Was that for Drake? Do you guys think that that was also for
well, a
Drake?
lot of people are saying like his company, PG Lang, like that A is like part of that. But also like it has I would say like it wouldn't be like a shock if that was a double meaning because a lot of people are gonna
Right.
think the A is for A minor.
That was my first thought too. I saw that and was like, oh shit, is that a little A for Aubrey?
Oh, also Aubrey.
Oh, Aubrey, I
Yeah.
didn't even think
True.
about that.
Yeah, I was thinking
Triple
A
entendre.
minor, but there is a triple entendre there. Yeah, I mean, Kendrick is always super thought out with his performances, his music. I mean, he's a Pulitzer Prize winner. Like, he is so smart. So, credit to Kendrick there. Anything else happen that was notable, or just just like we're
Like
winning
it
this
was
whole thing?
it so we met up with my family after and like I honestly was very clean. I like jumped into Gia's arms. She, like twirled me around. No, it was awesome. We um we had a late night. We went out to Bourbon Street was insane.
Oh my God, it was
In
probably so much fun.
we I had about 30 minutes of me being like, how do I get into the Eagles after party?
Hmm.
And when I felt like I exhausted all options and it wasn't going to happen, I was like, all right, yeah, fuck it. We're hitting the bars. So we went to Bourbon Street. It was packed, just everybody walking around, wall to wall people, really, just like all over the place, cheering. Everybody's throwing beads off the tops of the bars and do Eagles flags and singing the Eagles fight song. And it was it was really, really cool. And the six of us stopped into a couple bars and then we ended up at Blacksmith. I think it's something Blacksmith. It's like the oldest bar in the world, not in the world, in the country. And they have this purple drink, is what they call it. It's like some frozen grape. Who knows what the hell's in it? Delicious, absolutely delicious. Um, and Noah, you're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh at this. So we're in the bar. First of all, I see Taylor from Dave, who's been on our show.
Hmm.
Love her. Like we were having a great time. Ran up to her. She just got married as well, and her husband is a massive Eagles fan. So they were all decked out in their Eagles gear. We're laughing, having fun, and then Adam Devine and his wife walk in, and I guess we ran into Grace O'Malley was there too with her sister, and I guess Grace like had met them at another event or something too, so she was like saying hey to them, and then like I said hi to Adam, and it was like, oh, you've actually been on my show, like it was on Zoom, it was a couple years ago. I tried to explain the we got engaged plus Divine joke, which is like probably funnier for us than it was for
Mhm.
him. He was
Right.
like, "Oh, okay, haha." Like, like I don't don't
Listen, Adam just doesn't get it, okay? It's funny to us, it's funny to our listeners. Whatever,
exactly.
Adam.
But I was like, I couldn't believe it of all people that have walked in, and then
You should have posted like a picture of you two and been like Super Bowl win plus Adam Devine.
well, so I went up to
Wait, we
him.
have to make that the title.
I went
Eagles
up
win
to
the
him.
Super Bowl plus Adam Devine in bar.
Um, I was like, after I said, Adam, like, can you do me a huge favor and take a picture with my husband? Like everybody says you guys like look alike. And
Mhm.
Adam looked at Joe and just goes, yeah, it's the beady eyes. I
Oh
was
my
dying.
God.
Dying. But now I have a picture of Joe and Adam Devine. It's obviously a great photo. Like it's
Wait,
there's a lot of lore around this photo as well that I like
it
can't even really fully explain. And a lot has to do with like jokes from the wedding. It's just like from our family, I lost my shit that I was like, I said we were gonna leave. Like it was late. And
mhm.
I looked at Joe, I was like, we are not leaving until I get this picture.
No, this picture had to happen. Like you said, many of jokes that were made at your rehearsal dinner and whatnot. But you sent me this picture, and I woke up to this picture absolutely dying laughing because during his Super Bowl commercial, my dad was like, "Oh, look, it's Fran's husband," and about Adam Devine. And then the joke continued, and they were like, "Oh, it's Luca's dad," because I posted a picture of Luca the other day, my nephew, on my story, and I got not one, but multiple people responding saying that Luca looked like Fran's husband, Joe. And my so that became a running joke of the weekend was
Yep.
that one night we all went to Blink 182 together because we were like, what is the connection here? I was like, what? So then they were like, oh, it's Luca's father on the screen.
Really just so
Unbelievable
funny.
picture. I showed my dad the picture. My dad was like, Joe looks more like Adam Devine in that picture than Adam Devine looks like Adam Devine.
I know. And his wife Chloe was there as well. And she's in Camp Rock too. And I was like, I was chatting with her. I was like, I have to say, like, I am such a big Jonas Brothers girl. Like, Camp Rock 2 is just, and as I said it, Gia like came over my shoulder and she didn't hear me, but she like came over and she was like, I just have to say, I love Camp Rock 2. And I was just like, all right, I was like, all right, we're so fucking annoying. Like, let's get out of here. I was like, we gotta go. We gotta go. But
That is
I mean,
incredible.
it was so much fun. And like, being in the stadium and even though like we weren't all sitting together, it was like being together before the game and after the game and like
Mhm.
it was just so fun having everybody there and having like that moment. My dad, I was getting ready in the morning and I'm in the side bedroom and their room was like next to it. I just hear him like it's 10 a.m. I hear him deep breathing, like giving himself a pump up speech. He was talking to himself. JB said he came, JB said he saw him with he wears this old Harold Carmichael throwback jersey. And he wore it to the Minneapolis Super Bowl as well when my parents were there. And JB goes, I opened his door. I saw him like with his hands over the jersey, like on the bed, like being like power, like charge.
Hey, I think your dad is the good luck charm.
I know, I know. And you know what? I think it is Joe too. It's like I said,
Mhm.
Joe, this was his now you have to be at all like
For
any
sure.
the big games because in Minneapolis, we were so fucking cold for a week that I was like, I'm going home. Like
Mhm.
Joe and I had also first started dating, and we were very much like, I was like, I miss it. I need want to go home. I miss him so much. And we watched the Super Bowl, just the two of us at his
Mhm.
house. And then obviously in Arizona, he was not there. They lose. He comes to
Mhm.
this one, they win. I'm
Right.
like,
You got to be together for it.
exactly. Exactly. So, I mean, it was just so much. I mean, the whole weekend, really. Saturday was so much fun. Friday, we went to Shaq's Funhouse party,
Hmm.
which, which, my God, I mean, everybody was really, I had an ad to do it for Papa John's. And when I pitched it, I was like, I'll do a voiceover. And I had to do it Saturday morning. Like, it was like, it needs to be recorded Saturday morning. You should have seen me in my room, like, trying to get my voice to work. Like, I was like, because I was like, when I woke up, I was like, I immediately have to do this. It was supposed to be submitted by like
Hmm.
10 a.m. to be reviewed. And I was like, the amount of times I was like, let's go. Like, I was like, I need to get this out. Of course, I like
Hmm.
still sound like shit, but the party went late. Like, John Summit, it was Ludacris and John Summit. And obviously Shaq had his set as well.
Hmm.
Um, and John Summit went on at like 1:15. And we're also in Central Time, so it's like even
Hmm.
later. Um, but it was awesome. It was a funny mix of like people being there for the Super Bowl and then also the college kids of the area just like dying for John Summit. Like these
Hmm.
girls just like the full rave outfits from a lot of the girlies. I was like, okay, let's pop off. Like,
Oh, it's Shaq's Funhouse.
yeah, it's a really cool party. I mean, they had a lot of vendors, um, full like carnival
Hmm.
games, Ferris wheel, like the whole thing. And it was at a really cool, it's at Mardi Gras World, which I don't even know like what they do. Like I don't know what they do at other parts. They had a big warehouse. You could see all the floats from the parade. Like it was really cool.
I absolutely love jewelry because it is super, super personal to you. I feel like jewelry holds a memory, it holds a statement, and there's always something magical about jewelry. It's the way it makes us feel, the memories it holds, and the stories that a piece of jewelry can tell. But when it comes to buying it, things don't always go smoothly. There's limited selections, there's long wait times, there's sky-high prices, and sometimes even less than friendly service. Sometimes you're just, the service isn't great and you're like, well, I don't want to buy this here. It can put a damper on what should be an exciting experience. If you want to make buying jewelry feel as special as wearing it, look no further than BlueNile.com. At Blue Nile, you'll find thousands of independently graded diamonds and fine jewelry pieces at prices below your expectations. I've gotten a couple of nice earrings from Blue Nile. I know Fran got a couple of pieces as well. Blue Nile is great. So you can experience the ease and convenience of shopping Blue Nile, the original online jeweler. You can go to BlueNile.com today. That's BlueNile.com. Once again, go on Blue Nile, find many pieces that you would love, and peace of mind with that comes with a Blue Nile purchase because of the highest quality standards in the jewelry industry on Blue Nile. So experience that ease and go to BlueNile.com. Once again, that's BlueNile.com.
But I have to tell the story. So we were going back and forth because there was a VIP back room that honestly felt like Epcot. It was inside, but you felt like you were outside. Like it
Oh,
had
that's
like a night
sick.
sky, it was
Hmm.
trees, it was like the whole thing. And we kind of all split up. We were doing different things. My feet were fucking killing me. So I sat down and I was sitting at a table that was like kind of close to the bathroom. And JB was at the bar and I was by myself. And out comes like a posse of people from the men's bathroom. And in the back is Louis Tomlinson. And
Oh my God.
my, this, I froze. I almost out loud went, Louis? Like that's how, like,
Hey, Louie!
no, like that's how shocked I was to see him
Yeah.
there. That he would have turned to look at me and been like, "Do I know you?" Like I would have literally like, and I just froze. My jaw hit the floor.
Hmm.
I watched him like this as he walked past me, and he just walks past me.
Oh my God.
And like by the time my brain started, my like body caught up to my brain,
Hmm.
I like jumped out of my seat and like tried to. And I'm in stiletto boots, so
Hmm.
I'm like shuffling, trying to get over. And I watch him walk up the stairs into like the tables section, which I did not have access to. So I was
Hmm.
like, oh, there he goes, there he goes. And
Right.
then JB gets his drink and he comes back over. He goes, what the fuck was that? You like skipped out of your seat. I saw you run. Like where were you going? I saw you like running. I was like, was like, oh my God, I saw Louis Tomlinson. I texted Gia. Gia, I don't know where Gia was, but she appeared at my side within 15 seconds and was like, what happened? I was like, oh, he went upstairs, you missed him. And then later in the night, when Ludacris was performing, TJ, Gia's boyfriend, went to the bathroom. He comes back. He just looks at Gia. He goes, you are not gonna like this. And she was like, oh no. And he was like, he goes, I walked in to pee. He was walking out to pee. We went right
Oh
past
my
each other. I
God.
was like, oh my God.
No way.
He had a full Super Bowl weekend. He posted a story from the game. I was like, damn, I wish
Yeah.
I ran into him at the game, but I couldn't believe it. I really like that was like the most. There's so many people, you see a bunch of people at the Super Bowl, and there's a ton going on. You recognize a ton of people, but I just like almost fell over. I was like, oh, just the last person I expected to see at Shaq's Funhouse. Like I
Right.
just really wouldn't.
You're expecting athletes, influencers.
Exactly.
You are not expecting him.
Yeah. Like I'm running into Pilot Pete for like the fourth time. Like that's like, that's where
Yeah.
I'm at. That's where I'm at. And oh my God, Pete and I had a lot of good laughs this weekend, really, because I kind of surprised him. I saw him at Shaq's Funhouse. I like went behind him and I was like, how's your forehead? And he was like, what?
Oh, you guys have little inside jokes now, a little funny
Yeah, now,
banter.
yeah, we do. We do. And he was like, oh, Fran, I also keep telling everybody how you reacted to the story because I missed him getting nailed in the head. So
Hmm.
I was like, why are you gushing blood? But no, it was a ton of fun Saturday. We popped around, went to a little Abercrombie pop-up that they did. Really cool. They had like these um just Super Bowl branded sweatshirts that were really cool. And their team is great. Ran into
Yeah.
all of them and very sweet to me and my family because I showed up with, five
Hmm.
other people
The
and
whole crew.
the whole crew. And it was hot. It was hot out. It was really hot all weekend. So we were kind of walking around. We finally settled around at a bar, had dinner, stayed out a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Saturday, but I mean, I'm running off 4 hours of sleep, maybe like barely. Somebody that is still here. My husband was supposed to be on a 6 a.m. flight. That flight did not happen.
Ooh. Ooh, 6 a.m. flight.
that,
Oh God. Oh God, that's torturous.
that flight did not happen.
When
So
is your flight?
he's still here. 3 o'clock. And the flights Monday out of the Super Bowl, highway robbery, like it's criminal.
Hmm.
It's like it's crazy.
Right.
And it's so booked and whatever. And we're flying different airlines. And there was one other morning flight and it was completely sold out. So I was like, ooh. So now he's actually flying back after me.
Oh God, that's such an it's like
Brutal.
in the moment you're like, fuck it, I'm not going to this flight. I'm missing the flight. And then as the day progresses, you're like, I really wish I
Oh,
just got up and got on that flight. Like, or just stayed up, at that point, just stay up, go straight to the airport, get on the flight.
it was stupid.
Now you're in territory of like, God damn it, I
Yeah,
wish I didn't miss that flight.
it was stupid because really, like, he was like, I'm going to close my eyes for like an hour. And that was probably a bad idea. I woke up, I rolled over, I just checked the time on my phone. It said 5:45, and I was like, oh no.
Awful. Oh God, that is just awful. But hey, worth it. So worth it.
Yeah, I mean,
It sounds like you guys had literally the best time
the
ever.
best time, the best time.
That is so awesome.
A lot of core Mariano family memories made.
Absolutely.
We got my mom a digital camera for
Hmm.
Christmas. It's like a nice Sony
Yeah.
one because she uses it for content in the store and like put pictures and all these things. But she brought it, and I'm like, oh my God, yeah, we're walking down Bourbon Street. She's like vlogging, like with the camera, and I'm like, lady, look where you're going. Like the
Wait,
street
wait.
could not be more packed.
I saw her post an Instagram story and I felt like her camera was just going into people. Like she was just walking, like breaking people up, walking through the middle of them. And I was crying. I was like, she's just living her best life right now on Bourbon Street. I mean, I have to say though, you mentioned trying to get into the Eagles after part, the Super Bowl party. I think
Yeah.
going and partying on Bourbon Street is probably so much more fun than being at like an official NFL party. Like you're not gonna get that same excitement of all the fans on Bourbon Street going
Yeah.
crazy, throwing beads, just going absolutely nuts. Like I feel like that's the way to do it and kind of the perfect spot to be. So that sounds amazing. It sounds like you guys had literally the time of your lives, and what a way to end it with an Eagles win.
Exactly. Exactly. I agree. I think it's like you really get the full fan experience. And that's how even people who are like my friend Allie went down just to watch with friends in Philly
Hmm.
because then you get to experience, hitting Broad Street and
For
feeling like
sure.
that energy. She was posting pictures of like fireworks going off
Hmm.
over Broad Street. So it's when you're out there in the elements and you got everybody around you, it's just it's just the best. You're hugging strangers. You're singing with people.
Yeah.
You're, Gia was screaming "Go Birds" so many times that this we were walking. This woman was like, "You deserve this," and gave her a whistle. And it was a new one because
Yeah.
people think it was still in its plastic wrap. So Gia was hitting below the whistle all the way down Bourbon Street. It was
Hmm.
just boom, 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 like just through the whistle for nonstop. It's just like it's actually still playing in my head
Right, right. I mean, you
at all
just
times.
when that energy hits, you just got to keep going.
Oh,
Nothing matters in that moment. Just the excitement takes over your body, having the time of your life.
exactly. Every picture I see of Jalen Hurts, I like a tear falls from my face. Like he, first of all, the man just could not be more handsome. It's
So handsome.
so handsome. I
Fran,
loved the purple suit he was wearing. Oh my God, he looked incredible. The picture of him sitting on the floor like that, like Jordan-esque photo,
hmm
him on the floor with the Lombardi trophy.
him and his
That-
fiance,
oh, oh, they're stunning.
stunning,
Sickeningly, like they're
stunning.
just stunning.
Wait, pause though. I had no idea that he was 26 years old.
Yeah.
Genuinely stunned. Like
Yep.
I was stunned when I found out he was 26 years old.
So young. I mean, when he came into the league, he was on really on the younger side.
Hmm.
So it's crazy because you see these like rookie quarterbacks who have played like their full college career. Maybe they redshirted, they're a little bit older. They're like 23, 24 years old as their rookie season. And Jalen's like 26, rocking, at this
Hmm.
point. So seeing him win MVP and the smile on his face, everybody kind of jokes like not that it's like he is not overly, I don't even know what the right word for like you don't see overly he's not like overly emotional, he
Hmm.
doesn't wear his emotion on his face. Like he's pretty like he's in the zone during games. He is stoic, like you can't really read his
Hmm.
face that much. And to see like the full smiles, everything out of him. I mean, the Gatorade bath happened with 3 minutes left in the game. Like we watched them dump the Gatorade on Sirianni. I was like, oh my God. It's like there's still 3 minutes left in the game. Like that's how it was just it's just ridiculous. And you stand there and you watch all their family members come out at the confetti's falling. And I'm watching AJ Brown walk around with his kids in his arms. And I don't know if you guys heard it, but you should listen. Like there was a voicemail that Saquon's daughter left him
Hmm.
that was posted on social before the game. Like, hey, daddy, I'm so excited for you. And like, it is the freaking cutest thing ever.
It's so cute. My whole
Oh,
TikTok is just filled with videos of Eagles players, all of their interviews, all things from years ago to leading up to this moment, all the highlights. And I'm loving it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm an honorary Eagles fan. Like, I'm just like, this is
yeah.
amazing. This is amazing. I'm tearing up at this video, tearing up at that video. I'm happy for all of them.
seriously, the last like football point I'll make, this was for my Eagles fans, but this was supposed to be Brandon Graham's last year. He was like, after this last season, he was like, next year is going to be my last year. He is such a staple in the organization and his family, and they're so involved and they're so great. And anybody I've come across, they've only said amazing things about him and his family. And he was crucial in that Minneapolis Super Bowl. He tore his tricep like a few months ago. Like it was like out indefinitely, done for the season. Everyone was like, "Oh no, like this is his career going to end here? Like that would really suck. Is he going to come back another season?" Somehow he rehabbed, he got back, and he played in the Super Bowl, which is like I had full. He went out for one with the captains for the coin toss. I had like full body chills seeing him walk out onto the field, and not only like did he even like get activated, he was playing, which is crazy. And what a way, if this is it, like what a way to finish it. So I just had to give that last moment because that was that was really, really incredible. So yeah, I mean, look, it's that's just the way the cookie crumbled on this one, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Mm-hmm. Very well deserved.
yep,
Very, very well
yep,
deserved. So
totally.
happy for you. Super happy for your family.
Thank
So
you.
glad you guys had such an amazing time. I honestly wish I was there to enjoy it with you
I know.
guys. You know what I mean? I wish I was jumping around with the Marianos.
My dad left his parting words to Joe were you're officially part of the family. Fuck the wedding. That was the last thing he said before he got in the car and left. I said, okay.
Oh my God.
So
That's
yeah,
amazing.
it was
That is good
awesome. It
stuff.
was
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I hope that you can get some good rest tonight, get home in a reasonable hour, get some good sleep, get some good rest. But there are some things I want to talk about quickly before we end this episode.
Question.
Yes.
Can you give a brief recap of the Nono versus Matt tennis match? Because I need the behind the scenes info. I saw the videos and everything,
Right.
but I think you teased it on the podcast. So
Yes.
I think we need a little recap of how that went down.
Right, right. So let me say, Nonno, 87 years old, absolutely incredible at tennis, like at 87 years old. Is he the biggest cheater ever when it comes to playing games? Absolutely. Like, there is no question about it. Even my cousin's girlfriend commented on my picture, like, I bet Nono cheated. And I'm like, you get it. Like, everybody who knows this man knows when it comes to games, he is the biggest cheater of all time. Now, Matt at first was not like giving it his all because he's 87 years old. In hindsight, is it funny to be like, I'm gonna kick his ass? Yes. But is it actually funny to see my 87-year-old grandfather almost trip over his feet trying to catch, a ball or like whatever, trying to hit the ball? No, it's not. It's like, what are you doing to this 87-year-old man? So Nono won the first one, then Matt won the second one. You got to get six. So, and then it just became Nono, 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 Nono. Also, because the way that Nono was counting points was he was just giving himself extra. He would be like, 40 me, 30 you. Like there was no rhyme or reason to any of the points he was giving. He was like, now we deuce. And I was like, Matt's just looking at me like cracking up, like, all right, listen, Nono's kicking my ass. I mean, Matt was sweating profusely running back and forth trying to hit the ball with Nono. Like, I'm not trying to discredit Nono by any means. But he's not gonna fucking whack the ball at this man. Like and we get home and my parents are like, who won? And we're like, oh, Nono won. And they're like, did Nono actually win? Or did
Yeah.
Nono win? And we're like, Nono, he won. Nono won. My dad's like, I wouldn't have let him win. I wouldn't have let him win. Like, okay, well, you have a different relationship with Nono than, Matt does. So But it was so cute though because he was just so happy to play with him. And listen, nobody in my family really watches tennis or pays attention to tennis. Matt knows what's going on with tennis, so now Nonno feels like he has a bond with Matt over tennis and all the players. And oh look, oh it's on. You want to watch? You want to watch them play? Like it was really cute. He was like
Wait, did he ever
so
watch Marty versus Alcaraz?
yes, but he didn't believe that was him. So when we showed him again this weekend, he was like, "Ah, you are gonna kick my ass!" And then, you know, but it was really cute because he was so happy after. He was like, "You have to come back and play with me against the young people in the community. Like, I need you to play with me. There's young guys in the community. They're so good." And he talked about how he entered a competition here in their community, and he won the banana trophy, which is second place, but the young guys won first place. And he was like, I won the banana trophy, second place. He said, but if you come back, we could win first place. So, you know,
I would love to
Matt's
know.
gonna be signed up to play doubles with Nonno going forward.
I would love to know the reputation that he has around the community when it comes to tennis because it's like it's just so like
It
I
has to
just
be that he's the biggest cheater
it's
around.
it's when you're playing like that too, it's so funny because it and tennis is a game that you can kind of like cheat. There is you'd be like, oh, I can just see you. Oh, that was in
100%. Oh,
the
that was in.
line, that
That
was
was
on the
out.
line.
Like he would just say things were out to Matt, and Matt would be like, "You're right. You're right. How did I miss that?" It's like, what are you gonna do? Yell at the man and be like, "No, that was in."
Yeah,
So, I
yeah.
mean, he
Oh
is
God,
just.
amazing.
Let me tell you though, he is just ridiculous. Like in general, the things that come out of his mouth are just. We were talking about. There's like a part because there's a lake in the backyard, and then there's a whole other part where they wanted to go walk to, and I was like, well, what if there's ticks over there? And he was like, there's ticks everywhere, and I was like, there's ticks everywhere. What do you mean there's ticks everywhere? And there's not. And he's like, when I was a hairdresser, I found ticks in women's hair, and I was like, oh, did you find ticks or lice? And he got so mad that I asked if it was ticks or lice because he was claiming I didn't believe him. Oh, you make fun of me because I don't speak perfect English. And I was like, that's not what I'm doing. I'm genuinely asking you if it was ticks or lice. And then he looks at me and goes, let's just cut this conversation short. The longer it goes on, the worse it gets. Everybody gasped. We were like, did he just say that? What? My brother-in-law wrote it down in his notes. He was like, I'm using that going forward. Let's cut this conversation short. The longer it goes on, the worse it gets. It's like, I was genuinely asking if it was ticks or lice. And
That is so funny.
he was so mad that I wouldn't believe that it was just ticks. So he's hilarious though. He is so much fun to hang out with and gets more ridiculous as the days go on. Matt had to get a really early morning flight this morning to go to Arizona to he's continuing that series where he faces pro athletes and he's facing another pitcher today. And he woke up really early to leave and Nana was like, where are you going? And Matt's like, oh, I gotta leave for work. He's like, no, you gotta stay another week. I was like, oh no, no, now he wants him to stay and play tennis. Oh man, but
You
it's
just have to get back down there more often.
the days are getting shorter, which means it's time to focus on getting that vitamin D in my diet. 90% of women ages 19 to 50 are not getting enough vitamin D from their diet. If you go and get blood work done, that'll probably come up. Not enough vitamin D. Rituals essential for women 18 plus was shown to increase vitamin D levels by 43% in a clinical study. Ritual has 9 key nutrients in 2 delayed release capsules per day that optimize your body's absorption, and it's gentle on an empty stomach with a minty essence, tastes delicious in every bottle that helps making taking your multis and actually enjoyable. Got to keep up with those vitamins every single day. Rituals Essential for Women is USP verified, so you know you can trust what you're putting in your body, which is super important. Important. You want to know what you are putting in your body every single day, especially when it comes to vitamins. No more shady business with Ritual. Ritual's Essential for Women 18 plus is a multivitamin you can actually trust. You can get 15% off your first month for a limited time at ritual.com/chicks. Start Ritual or add Essential for Women 18 plus to your subscription today. That's ritual.com/chicks for 25% off. Great week overall. Great week overall in Florida. Great week overall in New Orleans for you. Can't wait to join forces back again on Tuesday in person to record. Get right back to it because this is the longest we've gone without each other in a while, recording this far away from each other. So
I
we'll be
know.
back in studio on Tuesday. I do want to talk about just a couple of things, though, outside of the Super Bowl. Number one, the Bachelorette will not be returning this summer and likely to not return in 2025 at all. This was pretty shocking news just because when it comes to the Bachelor and Bachelorette, you just feel like they're going to go with the formula. Bachelor in Paradise not coming back, not so shocking, but you feel like they're going to go with the formula. The Bachelorette's going to come back. They're going to pick somebody from the Bachelor season. That's the way it goes. That is not happening. I feel like, and this is just a guess, and really this is just from a audience opinion, is that now with new reality shows, they have changed so much. There is so many new reality shows that people are into dating wise that The Bachelor and Bachelorette doesn't have the hook in people like it once did. It was like, wow, we're going to sit down, watch this show live. We're going to talk about it with everybody. And everybody was into it. It kind of lost that luster. And now with so many other great reality shows, they kind of got to switch it up a bit. So I wouldn't be shocked if they're thinking about other ways to switch it up and maybe give people a break to miss it a little bit because it's kind of become pretty repetitive now with all these other shows and the ending they never, end up. Well, I mean they do. It's not fair to say that they never end up because Joey and Kelsey very recently ended up together, but it's kind of the same formula every time. So shocking, but understandable, I think.
I agree. Now, like, I think they are doing Paradise this summer. So that probably factors into it. And I also think probably, I don't think it's a good sign for the way Grant's season is going to go that they were like, you know what? No Bachelorette. I feel like after Jen's season and the way that ended, and now maybe like it's a little bit of a preview or hint at how Grant's season is going to end. Because, by the way, and I have been watching, and I know there's a new episode tonight. It's been two episodes, but it's the second episode we didn't talk about because honestly, like it's the same thing. Like the
Mhm.
drama was, oh, one of the girls at the group date pulled him away, took time away from the other girls. She wasn't supposed to do that. It wasn't respectful. All the other girls get mad. Now this other girl is like, I'm here for Grant. I'll fight for the time that I want. It's just the same like that. It's the same script, different people. And of course, like the endings are all different. And like when it gets to the top, like two, three, four people, that's when they start to deviate. But these like first few episodes, it's just it's just the same thing. They're having the same conversations. Oh my God, I can't believe she pulled him. That was so disrespectful. We didn't get time with him. Everyone should get time with him. It's like, okay, we're doing the same thing. So I'm not surprised that maybe they decide to put The Bachelor on hold for a little bit, bring back Paradise, try and spice it up, have more of that Bachelor contestant drama vibes and see what happens there. And I think maybe they do another Golden Bachelor or Bachelorette, like despite his season, ending the way it did. But yeah, well, it's going to be interesting to see how this goes through the year, and I think it'll be interesting to see what Paradise is like, and if they um like change anything around or who they get to do it. It'll be it'll be. I think people miss Paradise, so hopefully, like it'll be fun to watch. But we'll see.
One more thing I wanted to mention. We did see some reports that Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande were going to perform the opener at the Oscars. Cynthia Erivo then said they're not performing. Why would they perform? Their song's not even nominated. The reason the song's not nominated is because they're not original songs. I don't know if she's just trying to throw people off though, so that when the Oscars do start, we're like, oh my God, they're performing together. That's what I'm hoping for.
I think regardless, it's like we're now teed up for disappointment because if it doesn't happen, it's gonna be like, oh, so sad. And but then like for them, they're like they could be like, it was never going to happen. Like
Mm-hmm.
we've been talking, we're like, oh, obviously they're not performing. They said they're not doing any performances for the songs, but like maybe this is, I don't know. Just do the song. Just do it. It's
Just for everybody, just do
just
it.
do it. Come
That's
on.
that's all we want. We want to see you guys perform together at the Oscars. Just do it.
Please.
Otherwise, it's going to be a snooze fest. We want to watch you guys perform at the Oscars. So please just do it.
I agree. And I think it's a way for them to do it actually would make sense because they are not nominated. They're not nominated in that category. So it's not like, oh, they're performing and no one else is from the category. It's just like they were a musical. They're nominated for Best Picture. It's an incredible movie. And obviously, the music we all know is amazing. So, and they always do like what the Oscars they always do for the Best Pictures. There's like a video package of like the movie and clips from
Mhm.
the movie and all those things. Like, have that and then just bam, Cynthia and Ariana start singing on stage together. Like I'm really hoping Cynthia is trying to throw us off the scent
Mhm.
and doesn't want to give away what was supposed to be a big surprise. But I'm gonna be sad. Like now, I'm gonna be even more sad. Like I was already disappointed that it wasn't gonna happen, and now that this is like now, I'm gonna be even more upset if it doesn't happen.
I'm with you. I'm just going to feel let down. Like we saw the report, now it's not happening. I'm just going to choose to believe going forward that this is to throw us for the loop and they're going to open and it's going to sound glorious and beautiful. We're going to be super happy. So we will see
Agreed.
what happens. More to talk about on Wednesday, more to catch up on. Francesca, get some good rest. And that wraps up the show.
I'll try.
We are so happy for you and the Mariano family and for the entire Eagles organization. And I am also waiting to
Thank
hear,
you for thanking the organization.
yes,
That was it.
and I do want to hear what Jason and Kylie Kelsey have to say. I really am excited to hear their thoughts on the whole thing because wow,
Yeah, I mean
wow.
that's a tough New Heights post Super Bowl recap. That's a tough one. That's
It's
a
gonna be a
real
tough
tough
one.
one.
It's gonna get a lot of views though, a lot of
I mean, they
downloads.
were just even seeing like their post game interviews is always tough. I do give Patrick a lot of credit for like really answering the media's questions and being there for like the full
Hmm.
time and everything because that just it says a lot about your character, I think, when you can handle that in the moment after like quite frankly getting your ass kicked. So it's
Yeah, you handed
you
it to
know,
him.
yeah, yeah. And the last thing I want to say is that we have some amazing championship merch on the Barstool store. I'm actually wearing this isn't one of the championship ones, but it says hit 'em low, hit 'em high. It's a really cute crew neck. There's tons of really cute ones. Cool sweatshirts, championship stuff, Jalen Hurts stuff. I made one that's like a little Go Birds crew, white crew with a little Super Bowl
Hmm.
ring. It's super cute. I posted it on my story. If you want to shop that and just get in on the fun, I'll close. I'll say the game ended. I looked at Joe. I said, I'm about to buy so much Super Bowl merch.
As you should. Memorabilia, you need it.
Exactly, exactly.
You
So
need
we're
it.
fired up. This has been an amazing, amazing week. in New Orleans. Thank you guys for all the support and for, listening to us be a part for this week. I feel like I got a lot of opportunities this week because people were pumped that I was here and doing stuff. So that was amazing. I feel like I won the Super Bowl. Had to tip I tip my hat. Thank you guys.
Right.
This is it. We did it. We did
Yes,
it.
we did it. We did it. Congratulations, Fran.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, that wraps up the episode. We will talk to everybody on Wednesday. We love you guys. Sorry, no weekly watch report this episode, as
Let me
understood.
tell you something. I watched
Right.
nothing.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Fran would rate the Super Bowl an A plus, though.
sure would.
A
Sure
plus
would.
all around for the
I
Super Bowl.
I cannot wait to watch it again. Like I have it
Mhm.
recorded, and
Oh,
I'm just probably
nice.
gonna go home today watching because I also didn't get.
Yeah,
I
you
don't get to
should.
see the commercials.
Wait, so
Yeah,
are you gonna watch the entire thing straight through?
Oh yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
as you should. And I just want to give a shout out to the commercials and Matthew McConaughey.
Oh
Was
yeah.
he in a
Well,
lot of them?
Matthew
what was your
McConaughey,
favorite? That was your favorite?
I think Matthew McConaughey,
Jason Alexander's was funny. The
yeah,
first one.
I'm just such a big Matthew McConaughey fan that it's hard. I like Glenn Powell too. I was happy to see Glenn Powell in a Super Bowl ad. So,
Oh,
but
I gotta catch up and go back and watch so I can watch the commercials.
yeah.
Did they play that women's flag football commercial? Like
The
because
Nike one?
they played that in the stadium. It
Hmm.
was sick. It was awesome.
Yes.
They
Oh,
played it in the state.
the one that Dochi like voiced over?
I couldn't really fully
Or the
hear
women's
it.
sports one? Or no,
Yeah.
we're speaking
No,
of a
no,
different
no.
one?
I think that was a Nike one.
Yeah, that was a Nike one.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
yeah.
No, this was a like women's flag football, and it was like let's get women's flag football at like varsity levels in high
Hmm.
schools around the country, and then they highlighted one of the girls, one of the players, and she was at the game, so they
Oh, that's
played the ad
sick.
and then they showed her. It was awesome. It was a real,
That's
it was
awesome.
really cool. It was a
That's
really cool moment. I love that. Yeah, I got to go back and check. That's why it's so like you literally have to go back and watch. And I'm like, well, I missed the commercials, so I want to watch the game again. I'm not gonna like fast forward through the commercials because that's what I missed. So
hmm
I'm just gonna have to sit down for the whole thing.
Yeah, just watch the whole thing. All right, everybody, that wraps it up, and we will talk to you guys on Wednesday. Love you so very much. Smooches, smooches. Everybody, get some good rest. Love ya. Bye.